This video is sponsored by practicalscreenwriting.com.
I write pretty selfishly, feeling like I'm writing for me, for myself, not to direct, but just to write. Like, for instance, I didn't get a chance to really write today, and I don't feel right. You know, I feel fine. It's been an okay day, but it's not as good a day. At the very least, if I'd had 15 minutes this morning to write, I would probably feel just more fucking together. I mean, you know. Maybe I read it somewhere. I think I read it about Ernest Hemingway, who I like. I mean, it's not one of my favorite writers, but just like when I remember reading about writers, that he had a regiment of writing every morning and things like that. I remember reading that and feeling like, oh, I should try that. And it worked for me. Like, you know, it worked to have a discipline, to wake up every morning. And you know, some people have different things. They write before they eat, or they eat and then they write. Whatever it was, whatever that thing was, it was just discovering what worked for you. I know people that are great writers and they work exclusively at night, and that would not work for me. I just couldn't do it. You know, I know people that sleep until 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they wake up and they have a little bit of a life, and then when everybody goes to sleep, that's when they write, and that's what works for them. That wouldn't work for me. But I've found the things that have worked for me, and I've stuck with them. I mean, I don't do them every day, but when I do them every day, that's when it feels like I'm at work, and that's when it feels good. I don't know where I learned this or who taught me, but like, screenwriting is not real writing. It's not. You're not writing a book, you know. I mean, you're writing the basics, you know. The situation, where they are and what they're doing should really say everything, you know, and leave room for an actor to do something, you know. I always just felt like that was that was good screenwriting. That, you know, good writing kind of belongs in books. That screenwriting should be as absolutely as economic as possible, so that the filmmaking can take over, so that an actor can take over, so that the camera can take over, you know, that it's best it becomes invisible. I mean, I think I got that early on, because actors, I was friends with a lot of actors, and they say, you know, they'd have scripts, they say, you know, we don't read any of that shit, we just read what our lines are, you know. So it's like, well, if they don't read it, why write it, you know? When you talk about trusting your subconscious when you're writing a film, I mean, part of that's completely fucking ridiculous, and part of it's completely, you know, all you're trying to do for the next year is protect. So the vast distance between when your instinct wrote something down and what it means to actually try to get it financed, go get it together, get everybody out there, shoot it in some way. I mean, and get it into, by the time it reaches the theater, that gulf, you know, between whatever your gut was doing and something else, your brain's had a lot of time to kind of think about what's going on. And so I don't know if the film business is the best place for that kind of intuitive intuitive thinking, if you can do that. You hope to get to know your characters, and you hope to trust that if you start writing something that they don't want to do, that they'll fight back. In other words, you know, you kind of whatever. If you like There'll Be Blood, hopefully you try to write a scene where Daniel suddenly kind of becomes a really nice guy, you know, and starts donating money to charities or whatever, or he learns sign language for his son or something like that. And, you know, you should you should try to write that scene. You should try it on your character and just see how long they let you do it to them before they reach out from inside your typewriter or computer and just smack you across the face and say, "You're fucking kidding yourself." You know, that's not what. Let's get back to what we were meant to be doing, you know. I'd be being disingenuous with you to say that I kind of can construct a story. I mean, I never feel like I know how to construct a story, except just like, that's a great way, what you just said, like, yeah, dumping things on a table and like spreading them around like that, for sure, and hopefully getting lucky enough to kind of get enough things going in a row that feels like something worth doing, something worth telling, something worth going to shoot. One of the most amazing and fun things that can happen is when you write something, if you're writing really fast and you're typing and it kind of, and some weird thing comes out of you, like a typo or a kind of turn of phrase, and you just don't correct it. Like, don't fix it, you know? Don't do spell check, don't do grammar check or whatever they have and all that stuff. Let them be, you know, make sure that they exist. And because because there's a reason why they're there. They're not typos. Nobody wants to see a movie that's perfect, do they? It's like all clean and polished and everything like that. And sometimes, you know, like, but then again, like, I'm a victim of, you know, like, you know, cut and paste, and it's fun to mess with stuff, but it's also fun to mess it up. I completely fire the writer when we get to the set. Like, you know, I mean, he has to be hired again, you know. Sometimes you get to a scene, you've got to, like, come up with something on the spot, and that's fun, and that's great. You know, you get to go type something up. You're like, oh, right, I'm a writer, and you type something up there. But no, I'm so unprecious about my writing. I try to be, at least. Every once in a while, there'll be something that you get really precious about, some line or something, and you'll go, wait, no, you missed that. You got to say it like this, you know, and it's just weird things that you get hung up on. But I'm not fussy about it at all. I don't care. Don't really care. Just want to kind of look at something in front of me that it seems like it's going well and right. And usually actors will be, if it's written well, they'll say something that you wrote and it'll be great. But usually if they'll say something better if it's coming out of their mouth in a certain way. And I'm just not fussy about that at all. You know, when you get into looking into something that you're going to do as a story, it just can't help but affect what you think about your life. I mean, hopefully, you know, it would be foolish to kind of, you know, spend a couple years of your life on something and think it's not going to affect you. You hope that it affects you. You hope that it kind of opens your eyes to something and makes you smarter and better and cooler and happier and all that stuff. I mean, otherwise, why do it, you know?
Are you a screenwriter struggling to get your story out of your head and onto the page? Then you should check out the Practical Screenwriting course. Rather than retreading old writing concepts you already know, this course focuses on the practical application side of writing, like building your focus, your habits, and consistency so that you can get to the end of your first draft. The course also shows you how to easily identify and fix those problems in your story so that you can rewrite with the confidence that you are actually making your story better, instead of haphazardly fixing different scenes, which I have done for so long. I've personally gone through this course and it's been extremely beneficial to my writing process. It's made sitting down to write much less daunting, and I've jump-started my new screenplay because of it. The first 25 people to use the code CURTAIN at checkout will get $50 off the course. So join myself and the hundreds of other writers who have chosen to dedicate themselves to finishing the stories that they start. If you're interested in learning more, I'll have the link in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week as we take another look behind the curtain.